Hi, and welcome to the 6th episode of Sunday Summer Sessions, except it's not summer anymore. Happy Halloween and beyond, November 1st. I'm Carolyn Montgomery. I'm the Director of Education and Outreach for the American Songbook Association, and I am thrilled to be presenting this show to you today. We have got a lot of really good information, and the person that I want to introduce most right now is my fellow singer and board member for the American Songbook Association, Craig Pomranz.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is exciting.
I know. I can't believe I said Sunday Summer Sessions. We've been long past summer, but that was the name when we started these things. And now we are on program number 6.
Yeah.
These
and
amazing
because all of us are feeling so isolated and put upon by not being able to perform. Right. And we're going to introduce the world to some, and we'll have more interviews later, of the open mics where they can join in and sing and even just hear other people sing. That's
right. And the American Songbook Association is not just the organization that produces the 25-year-old award-winning Cabaret Scenes magazine, which we do, but we're also an educational organization. And we've invited a lot of students to watch today, and young singers or new singers, and lots of people who may just want to view live performances. We're giving you all sorts of information about live performance, and we're really excited about the 4 open mic evenings that we've chosen for today. So are we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Our first guest.
Second. I also wanted to say, so as the evening goes on or the afternoon goes on, we have our chat is open. So we have other board members on the chat who will answer any questions you have about open mics or what's happening or the American Songbook Association, and where you can go to sing or listen to other people as well. So please consider donating and do chat. We'd love to hear from you.
We would. Absolutely. All right, let's try this again. Boom. Our next guest is the host and resident pianist of the longest running show at the renowned Crazy Coqs in London. Stephen Mosher of Broadway World recently reviewed the show and called it one of the best virtual variety shows to be found online. It is with so much pleasure. And I want you to see that we put this graphic in front of every open mic evening with all the information that you need to have to view, to donate, or to participate. So without further ado, I would like to bring to the screen the wonderful Harold Sanditen and also Michael Raulston. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Lovely to be here.
I have heard amazing things about your open mic party.
We're having a ball. We're having a great time. We've got some amazing people participating, and Harold is just a great host. And it's actually turned into a kind of a new art form. You know, it's been a joy. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when did you, Harold, and you too, when did you start collaborating on this? I've seen so many lovely, I love whoever does your graphics. So beautiful. Is it one of you? Tell me the truth.
I do them all. I'm a one-man band.
Yeah. There you go. When did you start doing, after the world shut down, when did you do your first virtual open mic party?
Well, we had a birthday party. It was going to be our 7th birthday party, and it was scheduled for April. The open mic is a monthly event, and the March show was just 4 days before Britain went into lockdown. So I thought, well, we're just going to cancel it, you know? But then I heard about something I'd never heard of before called Zoom.
Yeah.
And so once I heard about Zoom, I thought, well, maybe there's a chance we can do the birthday party. And so we got together as a group, Michael and I and 2 other people, and we did some test runs, and we thought we're just going to do the birthday party.
Right.
But after we did the birthday party, it became clear that this was an opportunity and not something to be missed. So we started doing it every 2 weeks, and it just snowballed. I mean, there was no forethought. About
You had a lot of, you've done the open mic for a long time, and it's pretty much a traditional open mic. But the party, the Harold Sanditen party, is a little different because you have a whole community of people that love you from the Crazy Coqs and stuff like that. But now it's a little different. So what's the difference?
Well, the biggest difference is that all the performances are by video.
Right.
So and it's all curated in advance. So it's a different kettle of fish. You don't just pop in and do a song live. And we did that because it preserves the quality of performance by having a video played. So it's turned into a video fest. I mean, Michael can tell you it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I have to bring this up to the screen because I was blown away by your spring lineup. And I'm not going to read all of their names, but there's not a one name on here that isn't a fabulous performer. I mean, we've got Sally Mays and Penny Fuller and Anita Gillette and Sharon McKnight. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Jason Grah. It's really
Dilly Keene. Don't forget Dilly Keene.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Jess Robinson. The voice of spitting
I know.
in.
I choose different names every time I try this, and I think I have to read everybody's name on this.
But along with that, you also still maintain some of the just other people who join you on a regular basis at the community, which to me, because music is that powerful, I always say that to people. Music is the most powerful thing, especially now, and to be able to share it and you don't discriminate. You don't say, okay, you're not as well known as Anita Gillette, whom we adore. You should be able to sing as well.
Yeah, this was really part of our impetus at the beginning. We just wanted to keep the community together because there are a lot of people that have built friendships and they support each other and would normally go to each other's shows. So it was a great way for them to just stay in touch and to share what they're doing, and for a lot of people who have been isolating alone to not be alone. You know,
when you do the videos, are they then doing the music and everything? You're not Michael. You're not playing for people as much.
No. There's been a variety of things. Some people obviously are using. Some people, like my partner, are lucky to live with a pianist. You know, some people are using backing tracks that they already had. Some people are getting stuff made by myself or other people. So it's quite a variety of things, and it's been an interesting journey in that initially it was sort of like just porting the live show onto online, but now people have kind of developed video skills and they've got more excited about it and bought green screens, and they're doing some amazing stuff. Our last Halloween show was extraordinary, the lengths that people were going to make beautiful videos, and then some people just do really lovely honest performances that are simple and direct to camera, and those are beautiful as well.
And as we go into what possibly may be another, I hope, brief but lockdown situation, this is a great show to show people. There are all sorts of platforms like StreamYard that I'm working on now, where I'm fortunate enough to be able to get Harold and Michael in London. And Craig is in his living room in Manhattan, and so am I, you know. But there's also Jam Kazam, which is a really wonderful, and it's getting even more wonderful, a way for musicians and singers to work together. Zoom, of course, and a cappella. So if you don't know what those are, feel free to put your email in the chat and I will email you. We want students of all ages and singers to know from this that music is still alive and well and happening. There's a tune that I chose that Harold sent me a lot, and I chose this one because I'm a dirty, dirty girl. No, I just love it. To me, this is pandemic perfection. Michael wrote this with the wonderful Sarah Louise Young. Yeah. Did all the arrangements. Harold sang all his backup vocals, which I love. And I am now going to play the beautiful, the sensitive, the sublime, Get Out of My Face.
When you live with your lover for a long time, it's easy to forget to show you care. The seeds of love we planted, if we take them all for granted, might get frostbite and never reach the air. So I'm taking this moment to tell you all my feelings, the funny ways you always get to me, the silly things you say and do. No other man's a match for you. Only the truth can set you free. Listen, darling, how can I miss you when you never go away? It's hard to want you when you're here each day. It's true, I love you, but I need some space. I'm begging you, darling, get out of my face. How can I miss you when you're always there? I'm sick of picking up your underwear. Your crap is piling up all over the place. I'm begging you, darling, get out of my face. Before we shared a bathroom, you were a god to me, a god to me. But since cohabitation and dodgy sanitation, you just look odd to me. How can I miss you when you're by my side? The love I had for you has slowly died. I've done your laundry and I've packed your case. I'm begging you, darling, get out of my face. Shared a duvet. I love you heart and soul. Heart and soul. Now your soap occupation feels like an infestation. I'm calling pest control. How can I miss you when you're under my feet? I lost my hunger, now I see you eat. Your filthy habits are a total disgrace. I gotta start with pistol, but this ain't no race. You got minus 15 seconds to get out of my face.
Lest anybody think you're terribly serious.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, yeah, obviously you can take the boy out of Tulsa, but you can't take the Tulsa out of the boy.
You know, I've never done a country song with like a real country accent.
Yeah.
And it was fun to try and sing that way because it's just, you know, it's not particularly natural.
Well,
I got to give credit to Marco Alessi, though, who edited that video, because I do the filming in front of a green screen and I have no idea how it's going to end up. I give him the footage and he puts it together into that masterpiece. It's amazing.
Did I sign a release as the cowboy? I can't remember.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Gentlemen, this has been so wonderful. I'm actually going to put up the screen that has how you can be reached, how you can be viewed. It has the dates of all your next shows, which happen to happen on Thursday, except the last one, which is December 30th, which is a Wednesday. I think you're wise not to compete with New Year's Eve, although who knows this year. But I'm going to put it up here. And I'm going to thank you so, so much for joining us. And I hope you get lots and lots of traffic.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Craig.
I want to thank you also for doing such wonderful work, and please stay safe.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It's lovely to see you both. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. We're just going to take 10 seconds to look at this screen and say thank you to Harold and thank you to Michael. Oops. I want to
remind everyone that they can subscribe to our YouTube channels, Cabaret Scenes and American Songbook Association YouTube channels. It is free, it's easy, and we'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. I have done something to my screen where I've made it so wide that I can't see. I can only see Harold. Okay, I'm just going to do this and try to figure out what it is I have done to my screen. Bye, Harold. Thank you very, very much. And I'm going to try to correct this any moment now. Our next guest, I don't know what's going on, but I'll figure it out. There's nothing like being on the spot live. Our next guest has been playing piano. Is that up on the screen? Yes, it is. Okay. Hey, Eli, I need to get my 16-year-old son to help me get this screen back in place. Hold on one moment. Craig, just fill for me for 1 second.
So we're going to bring up Mark Burnell from Chicago. He plays all the venues in Chicago, of which there are a lot. And there are other open mics in Chicago, which we will be talking about another time, although we'll try and list them as well somewhere. I think we'll figure that out. We're going to let Mark in and talk about his open mic. And one of the wonderful things about his open mic is that he plays for the people, for most of it. So people send him music and then he plays for them, which is really, I think, nice as well. We're waiting. So while we're talking, while we're waiting, the American Songbook Association, Carolyn had put together this education program for underserved communities, and we teach kids about the Great American Songbook. And that, by the way, doesn't just include the standards, it also includes all the way up to Bruce Springsteen. And you would be surprised not surprised actually, as we said, how powerful music is, but these kids hear this music they've never heard before, and it's just kind of a remarkable awakening for them as well as for us.
I am back into the stream.
Great.
But I am having a little bit of technical trouble with my laptop. I'm going to bring in our next guest, who I know you were speaking about him, Craig, while I went out and in of the studio. For the last 32 weeks, he and his wife, Anne, have been streaming concerts every Tuesday evening to entertain fans and friends. They welcome all audiences and singers to join them. I'm bringing on, and I have to... Just one sec. I am working on a black screen, so I can't see much of anything, but I will make this work. And here we go. We've got Chicago. Oh, do we have Mark in? There we have you. Hi.
Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Craig.
Hi. I don't know if you guys can see me.
We can see you.
Yeah, good. I cannot see you. So, Mark, how are you doing?
I'm terrific. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, it's a thrill to have you.
I mean, anything to promote the American Songbook, right? We got to keep it alive. It's such great music.
You've been doing this for a very long time. I mean, you've been pianist here. I'm going to just put a photo up so we can see you. That going up for you?
It did. It came up and went back down.
Okay. All right. I'm so sorry, you guys. I am working from a completely black screen, so I'm not sure what happened. When my son gets in, we will figure it out. But how have you been in this pandemic? How has it changed your life?
Well, like anyone else in the arts, it's completely uprooted. And I was, of course, performing full time and teaching and choirs and touring a lot with my wife. So I'm lucky enough to be married to a wonderful singer, and she's the president of Chicago Cabaret Professionals. So, and we love to travel. So last fall we did Paris for a week, and then we went in January, Panama for a couple of weeks, and then we sang in Florida in February, and boom, March hit. Yeah. So all of a sudden we're in shock, and I'm trying to recover. And the first thing I thought, well, the easiest thing to do is to keep training my singers online on Zoom. And then Anne and I thought, wait a minute, our fans, our friends want to hear us. So every Thursday for the last 32 weeks, we've been doing these concerts, and we take requests, and we try to have a theme. Like last week was Halloween songs.
When did you start doing the open mic?
Well, then a couple months later, in May, I started the open mic. Mm-hmm. And that's on Tuesdays. So the open mic is on Tuesdays, and Anne and I have a concert on.
That's what I hope that I got it right, because I was looking, I can see the things that I overlay. I just can't see myself on the screen. So I was hoping that I got Tuesdays correct on the overlay. Now your open mic, unlike Harold's, who was on earlier, isn't so curated. Your open mic is more like a traditional open mic.
Exactly.
I'd love to show a photo of one of your wonderful open mic nights. I think this was a Halloween one. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. I asked the singers to bring songs about the night and the moon and Halloween, and they outdid themselves. They all came with costumes.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. I've gone back to a black screen. Hey, E. Could you help me? No, I've got it. I just fixed it. My 16-year-old walked in the door and everything got fixed for me. So hold on. There we go. Excellent. Sorry.
Mark, when you're doing the open mic, so people can send you music either through email, or you said this thing called Sign Genius or something. What is that?
Sign Up Genius. They just sign up and tell me what song. A lot of them know that I know all the standards and can play them in any keys. But if it's anything unusual or difficult or a show tune, they email me the music in advance. So I can either read it off the iPad or just, play it by
That's talent. I'm going to show Mark in action. Here's a photo of him. Yep, Craig, I'm sorry, it went right over your face. But there's a picture of him. You can see his Zoom screen, and he's actually playing for people right there. So you can be in touch with Mark, and you can send him what I love is that he plays almost any standard, and he can figure out how your key, and he makes it work. I
wanted to ask one more thing. So what I'm curious about is, because everyone is doing this differently, because Harold is curated, yours is not.
Yes.
How do you pick the name out of a hat?
Okay, I have a tech team. I have a tech team to thank, and I'll start with Fia Torres, because that's precisely what she does. She goes to Sign Up Genius, gets all the names together, puts them in a bowl, and she pulls the names out of the bowl. So that's how we know who's next. Okay. And then I want to thank Carolyn Broquet, and she helps people with their video or audio. If they are having trouble, they can go on early before the show and work on, and she'll tweak their video and audio. And then finally, Sonia Oyola, she helps with sending out the letters, writing the letters, the Sign Up Genius, and all of that. And she is helping to host also. So thanks to those three lovely, and they're all great singers too, so they all sing.
Well, so I'm going to once again encourage all the people out there in viewerland that, to visit these places, to view if you want to the first time. It's wonderful to have an audience. It's great to have viewers. And I'd also like to just say at this particular time that friends of mine have said, I don't go to those online things because I know I should give money, but I just don't want to give them $5 or $10. That would be embarrassing. No.
Are you kidding?
No. It's, $5 given by 25 people is groceries for a week.
Sure,
and the absence of live venues in our lives, and for everything, for the organization, for the ASA, we can't do live shows that are benefits anymore and charge a cover. So feel free, visit several places, and if you really love it and you're enjoying it, $5 or $10. It's a great idea. So Mark, I'm going to go ahead and put up your information again so people can do a screenshot, or then since I blacked out for a moment there, I'm going to put it up, but I want to thank you so much for coming, and our best to Anne.
Oh, thank you. And Craig, I miss playing piano for you, so we'll have to do another show.
We were supposed to do a gig in, I think, March or April. So
yeah,
it'll happen. It'll happen. I have faith it'll happen.
So Mark Burnell of that's London. That's not you. You, Mark Burnell. Do take this down so you know how to work with Mark, and you can see how to join him. You can see how to donate to the cause. All the information is right there, and we are so grateful to have you with us. And thank you so much, Mark.
Be safe.
That's right. I'm almost there. Our next guest is a man of many, many talents. He is a manager of live venues, and he's also a producer of live entertainment in these venues. And he's the creator of the very popular Nightlife Exchange. It's an entertainment website where Broadway meets cabaret. It focuses on cabaret singers who appear on Broadway and vice versa. Now he produces the incredible Piano Bar Live, which you can access on the website right here. He is the wonderful Scott Barbarino, and I'm going to bring him on. There he is. I found him looking very dapper and not Frankenstein.
Yes, the last time you saw me, I was green.
You were green.
Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Craig.
Hi. How are you?
You have to clarify that you were dressed as Frankenstein for Halloween because, I don't know what you could be green for many reasons, I
was dressed as the Frankenstein from Young Frankenstein. So
that's great.
We had a little party last night, 25%, at Ellen's Stardust Diner, which worked out very nicely. Everybody we had a good time.
And everyone should know that it works for him because he's a tiny person. He's all of 6'6" or something. How tall?
I had to wear heels.
Are you 6'6", Scott? I had said 6'5".
I'm actually 6'5".
6'5". Oh, just a mere petite, flower. Now tell me how things are going, because I actually, the Piano Bar Live show is just incredible. Choosing one clip to play on this one was very difficult. Tell me how it's going for you.
It's going well. I mean, I've been keeping busy. We were doing Piano Bar Live since August of 2019. So we were kind of ahead of everything. And when the actual dates closed down for live venues in March, we had been doing them live at the Duplex and at Brandy's. And when that happened, we went virtual. So we had already had a run at it. The reason that I started Piano Bar Live was because I was seeing the availability that Facebook was making about getting video out there. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to show people what actually happens in the piano bars, and they can see it wherever they are in the world. Yeah. And maybe when they come to New York, they'll stop in. So the point was to drive traffic into the live venues.
Well,
a little sanitized version of what happens in a piano bar, but
it's a little sanitized because, as you and I, yes, we've all of us that had been to the piano bars in the day, they don't stay open as late as they used to, and with the characters, the number of characters that would come in that made it fascinating haven't made it onto the into the virtuals yet, but I'm sure they're out there.
But you both know, and I think it is the primary focus of the American Songbook Association to point out to, and when I'm dealing with young kids, I'll bring them to a cabaret. You bring adults to a cabaret that are so used to television and film, and they always say, oh my God, that was wonderful. I need to do this more often.
Yeah, I just did that. I just did that last week. I brought a new friend. I found somebody that I could tell loved Broadway and cabaret and Great American Songbook by watching his face in the diner one night when he came in. And I contacted him, and we went to Don't Tell Mama last week. It was his first time in Don't Tell Mama, and it was a great time. And he learned that there's another place in town. Of course, Mama's is also 25%, right? But they put on a great show behind that plastic screen.
Well, there are a lot of people, and I would say you're leading the fight to keep this alive during a very challenging time and reminding people it's going to be over. It is going to be over, and it's all how we make it through this difficult time and supporting the people that are doing virtual piano bars or virtual cabaret, virtual, whatever you want to call it, open mic. I chose this clip. It was actually very hard, and I cannot, especially for the students that are watching tonight, please go to pianobarlive.com and check out all the old clips. It's a masterclass in really fine performance.
And if they want to join us, send me an email. I have to know who you are. Sometimes I actually go out and look and find people, but otherwise send me, feel free.
That's right. And no, I'm just showing them this information again. And you can see right there that it has Piano Bar Live, and you can hit contact and be in contact with Scott. And he's doing a lot. There is a lot that he's doing. But I'm going to play one of his, you're the Energizer Bunny. I'm going to go ahead and play the video that I chose because I love this woman and because I feel that it's extremely entertaining. This is the wonderful Christina Bianco and Scott Barbarino's Piano Bar Live.
So I thought I'd start off with some impressions for you. Now, I love the song Cabaret, and I love Liza Minnelli. But I like to imagine what it might sound like if my other favorite celebrities sang cabaret, like Barbra Streisand. If Barbara sang cabaret, it would certainly be slower, right? Maybe just a little bit indulgent. It might sound like this. What good is sitting on your road? Come here. Bernadette Peters, what would she sound like? Put down the knitting, the book and the broom, time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, oh chum, come to the cabaret. Or Judy Garland. Come taste the wine, come hear the band. Come on, your heart, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. Or the sometimes indecipherable Patti LuPone. Then there's an adorable star of stage and screen, Kristen Chenoweth. I love her. I used to have a girlfriend known as Elsie, with whom I shared 4 sordid rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. Oh, no. As a matter of fact, she rented by the hour. Oh, I crack myself up. Or how about Julie Andrews? Ooh, the day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that's what comes from too much pills and liquor. Ooh, but when I saw her laid out like a queen, she was the happiest on earth. I think of Elsie to this very day. Ooh, I remember when she'd turn to me and say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Celine Dion. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. What is city alone in a room? Come near the music. Life is a cabaret. Won't someone come to the cabaret? And as for me, I made my mind up back in Chelsea when I go. I'm going like Elsie. Start by admitting from cradle to tomb. Isn't that long a stay about the girl? Only a cabaret chum, and I love a cabaret. Maybe this time I'll win.
That was Christina Bianco on Piano Bar Live. Scott, thank you so very
Thank
much
you.
for appearing today. It's great to see you, and I can't wait to see more of Piano Bar Live.
Thank you very much. I think I recognize, by the way, that Mylar curtain she had behind that was her own setup.
Was it?
But I remember the duplex back in the 80s. Craig, you remember there was Mylar
Yeah.
somewhere in that room.
There's Mylar in almost all of them, wasn't it?
It harks back, doesn't it?
You know, you can't have too much glittery stuff. So
No.
with that, thank you so much,
Thanks.
Scott. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye now.
All right.
Oh my
Our
God.
fourth guest, this is going by so quickly, and I have to say, our fourth guest is from Los Angeles, and she I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because she calls herself she's called the Princess of Patter, and she says because she talks a lot. But I'd like to say, after getting to know her, she has a lot to say. She's a real personality. She is the host of the open mic at the Gardenia in Los Angeles, but now it's a new incarnation, right? For the virtual incarnation, they're calling it the Super Sanity Saving Virtual Open Mic. She is delightful. She is very cute, and she's filled with personality, and she runs this warm, open, and lovely open mic every week. And I'm finding her. There she is. She's the gorgeous Carrie Kelsey. Hi.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I was sitting in this room by myself, staring at myself, going, well, maybe they know I'm here. I forgot to push enter. And thank you so much for your intro, because I'm going to write that down. And any place I go, especially if they say I'm talking too much, I'm going to go, but Carolyn says this about
Carolyn says, I have a lot to say.
That's right.
I do want to tell everyone that her email is Dizzy Talk. So, you know.
and I find nothing dizzy there, but I do like it very much. I want to play a little clip of you actually on a talk show, because I didn't have any clips like that from some of the other performers, and I thought this was lovely. So I'm just going to play a few seconds of this, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely.
Okay. Here we go.
Carrie Kelsey is with us. You host the longest running open mic night and supper club in the country here in Hollywood.
Wow. That's right.
What a good job.
It's fun. I can't even begin to tell you how much it's done for me, the people that are there, and how much they enrich my life. And we're just like a family. And the supper club's been running for, I think, 37 years or something. And the open mic's been going a long time as well.
Wow. And when did you get involved?
I got involved almost 19 years ago. Wow. I started co-hosting, and then 10 years ago, I took it over completely. So I'm there every Tuesday night for about 4 hours talking away. You know,
how did I miss that you were there for 19 years? That's amazing.
Yes,
especially since you're 22.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad somebody's good with numbers, because I'm terrible. I couldn't remember how long the Gardenia had been there, but it's something like that. Yeah, I got involved in the second year. Basically, I came in and started co-hosting, and then took it over, and now it's been 11 years.
Right.
And by the way, Super Sandy. Oh, go ahead.
And I just want to say, for people who don't know, the Gardenia, which is my home in LA, and I miss everyone so much, but the Gardenia is the oldest supper club in America. And started by Tommy Rollo, who was originally a Broadway dancer and became a very well-known dancer and co-choreographer for a lot of famous people. And then he opened this club in LA. And then now the open mic, which is now their community online. So it's so exciting.
You showed a great clip of him recently dancing, which was so fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, I want to bring on your co-guest, who is lovely in his own right. He put together a lovely reel of sort of the essence of your wonderful open mic night. So I'm going to play that, and then I'm going to bring on Dori Amarilio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Carrie Kelsey.
But now I'm thinking, what the hell am I thinking?
It's funny though. Do you peel off the picture first, or people just eat your face? I mean, like.
How much pumpkin have you eaten in the past 3 days?
Oh my gosh. You know, every time I touch this, I think I have mosquito bites. What happens if I sit on a pillow? Low swing, kind of sexy, walkie bass, strippery like.
You stepped out of a dream. You are too wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly.
Candy, it's gonna be just candy. I can get some of that candy and make it mine. And now the band plays. Oh,
They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful, so they say. And with the moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, so they tell me.
Why did you trade heaven for all these earthly things? Where did you hide your halo? Where did you lose your wings?
they miss you? Can you get back in? Carrie, if all of us kiss you, would it be a sin?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my gosh. Those are fabulous. How did you guys do that? And I'm
Oh, we have magical elves.
apparently.
Let's put them all up one more time.
Wow.
I wanted to play that to the very end because I really love the fellowship and the feeling and all of that. It was so great. And I'm so happy to bring on your partner in crime here. He is a sought-after producer, arranger, songwriter, recording engineer, and guitarist. He is a jack of all trades and a master of all of them. He's Dori Amarilio.
I want to say something. I want to say that what that shows you, I think, is as we talk about how powerful music is and how community is created by music. And some of those people, Elliot and Craig Cochran, who helps you with the open mic, and Dave Morosco, I don't really know his name, who plays piano there. So they work very hard to keep it a community. And one of my favorite moments, I admit to, in joining the open mic was when I made everyone sing with me, and because which had not been, no one had done. Everyone was sort of singing on their own, and I said, no, I want everyone up there, and everyone join in with me. And it was just, you could hear the harmonies and the feeling of everyone like, oh my God, I can sing with other people. And
we'll try anything once, and it kind of works. It's like the happy birthday song. It kind of becomes a happy birthday dirge, but you know.
Well, that's and Dori, with the instrumentals, is there any difference in the experience in a Zoom room? Is there more lag or?
Yeah, there's a technical latency that happens that prevents things to kind of be totally in sync. So I kind of, my advice to them was coming both from the musical and technical is, if you can't adjust the latency, just adjust the expectations. And then basically do things that are either rubato, ballads, or in some ways, when you play bossa nova, you can actually get away with a feel of kind of layback phrasing that somehow works. So,
and I swing anyway. I've been doing a samba.
And honestly, if you have trouble dealing with the latency, I'm just going to repeat because that was so brilliant, this entire show, for that little phrasing alone in dealing with virtual music making. If you're working with Jam Kazam, it's better in terms of the latency.
It is.
But it's hard on Zoom. And so if you can just enjoy it, fill yourself up, and reduce your expectations a little bit of a perfect show. Right?
Yeah, and keep them to focus on what it is. And it is, it's merging of, it's exactly what it is in person, except that the virtual allows more participation. And it's about keeping our community, keeping the spirit, and keeping us sane, alive, connected, and everything that Keri herself usually, it always comes from her. She's the center of, she brings all those people together, and at the end of the evening, she always thanks everybody for being there and making it happen. So I think that's self-explanatory right there.
When it first started, some people, I know because some people joined in, and you can also do this. Some people did sing a cappella.
And with tracks.
One of the amusing things when it first started, Keri, was there were a number of people who were playing the ukulele singing with a ukulele, which I don't know. I was amused by that, but that
I'm so good at
Sofia Vergara says the ukulele. Yes. But it's all about inclusion. We want to include everybody that we can. And literally on this Sunday before the 16th, I had lunch with a friend and I said, "Are you still going to work?" And she said, well, yeah, but we have a client who's nervous coming in, so we're going to do a Zoom meeting. I go, what's a Zoom meeting? Yeah. Monday, we shut down. Tuesday, the 18th, I went, oh, let's try this. Ignorancy is bliss. I knew nothing about latency, and I didn't know who would come. And bless their hearts, Dori showed up, Dave Moscow showed up. They've been there ever since. And one woman sang and she just plowed through because, singers were kind of used to doing that. Sometimes somebody comes in the room and you just keep going, and she kept going. And the musicians are also used to finding people when they go someplace they're not supposed to.
What are you gonna
so
do?
It kind of works, right?
Yeah, in real time. I mean, even just today, I was, pushing things in and all of a sudden I had a black screen and I could hear Craig filling like crazy for me. And I thought, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I heard that.
It reminds me of that commercial where the kids, when the kids visit the grandparents have all their tech stuff going here.
Yeah. And Eli was walking the dogs, my 16-year-old son, because they were barking. And I was texting him going, could you please come back here? I think I put down the entire broadcast. But I wanted to show a picture because you can see, not really well, but this is your core. You've got your piano player and you've got the people up there. I want the audience to know that this is a welcoming, much like Mark Burnell's in Chicago. This is one that go ahead and just watch one night if you want to. I know plenty of people that go on to Zooms and they turn off their audio and their video and they just watch it. We
welcome that. We'll ask you who you are when you come in the waiting room, to avoid Zoom bombs.
Right.
And Craig Cochran has been great helping me with that. And he does, he'll work with people tech-wise, like Mark was saying, he has somebody that does that. And we have Dave Moscow on piano. I have Janet Blake, who also helps us and writes a nice summary the next morning. Nicole, who Craig and I both adore, shows up sometimes from the Gardenia.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, this is something also for you to watch. As I said, the pandemic is going to be over. And if you're a singer that wants to sing in places other than your home city, and if it's Los Angeles, Gardenia is one of those rooms. And if Keri knows you and Dori knows you, he knows a little something about good musicianship. So
it might be a little something about that.
Just a little something.
But to tell you how the community is there, Elliot, who we saw briefly in that clip, is someone, he is actually a writer and a reviewer for Cabaret Scenes on occasion, but he was terrified to sing. And now, of course, you can't shut him up, but that's another story. Well, that's how welcoming and encouraging all of these open mics are about, and that's what we at the ASA are trying to tell people, is that you don't have to sit alone in your room. You can actually still experience live music, live performance, whether you're listening or being a part of it, and you should, because it's encouraging and it's inspiring in a time when we all need that.
Listen, we welcome people to come. There are people that say, I'm taking you to bed now, and they'll get in bed with us and just listen because they feel.
I was going to say, that's a very interesting problem.
No, because they feel it's less lonely.
You're
listening to people live. It's like listening to QVC. It's like, oh, somebody's awake when I am. You know, it's something, there's something comforting about that. And it has been heartbreaking to watch musicians not have a place to play, not have a place to sing. And it does something to your soul without that. And I don't care, latency, schmatency. I'm singing with live musicians, you know, that's what counts. And not only live musicians, they're brilliant. Dori Amarilio is brilliant. You just saw what he did with a
beautiful
clip. Dave Mosher is hilarious and talented. And we're so lucky to have that. And whether you're just listening to them do their instrumental or singing with us, it's just about, like you guys said, the community. And Michael was talking earlier about, you know, they've progressed. You know, Dori and Craig got together the next day and they're like, what can we do? And they fiddled with the Zoom settings and helped a lot. And then people added microphones and, you know,
sure.
We've got, if you look at our first night from now, it's like, oh, hello, we're pro Zoomers now.
So do people send you, or they send David and Dori their music? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Or
they email me.
Say key A flat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they email me about 20 minutes before we start. And then 7 minutes before we start. And you know what we so I open, 12 emails and kind of trying to arrange the PDFs on my monitors in the studio so I don't look like this when I play.
Right.
And
which is why I only listed them on the virtual tip bowls. I'm like, please take care of these people. They're amazing. And also, if it's a standard, you just call a tune like you would, any place too. That's easier.
Right. That's right. Twice through solo on the bridge, 3 tag out. Thank you.
There you go. And Carolyn, I was listening to you earlier. You're fabulous. I looked at one of your videos.
Oh, God.
It was so great.
Well, thank you very much. And the Gardenia is a spot. I've only done San Francisco. I have not sung in Los Angeles.
You got to get here. They'll be open again eventually.
You are on my list, and you two are wonderful. I'm going to stop in and watch I'm going to put the information back up on the screen, but I wanted to thank you first. Craig, stay with me. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
You guys are
donate to the organization.
That's right. I'm absolutely terrified of getting a black screen again. So I do everything a little more slowly. Okay. Thank you. I'm putting up their information again. And so take this information down, drop into all of them in a week, give $5 each, and you can be part of a really wonderful and exciting open mic experience. And clearly they're all very different. I'm going to play another one for you. I'm going to just go backwards a little bit and show you the New York information so you can have that if you're interested. With Scott Barbarino at Piano Bar Live, all the information you need is right there. And then we have the wonderful Chicago Piano Bar Open Mic with Mike Burnell. You can pop in there. They welcome any and all guests. Piano Bar Live does want you to send in a tape to New York City to Scott Barbarino. In Chicago, you can drop by, pop yourself into that Zoom room. And then, of course, the London Harold Sanditen's open mic party. That's another one where they will welcome you, but Harold's going to go ahead as he carefully curates that show. It's seasoned and wonderful performers, and he's looking also for fresh faces and new talent. So make sure that you get in touch with Harold. I
also want to say the thing to think about for all of you professional vocalists or people who want to sing and want to travel and sing. This is a really wonderful way to not only meet new people, but get a really wider audience to know who you are. So these are things to think about. They're working very hard, and we want them to work hard because we all want to work.
Right. And Craig, I want to thank you because you did a wonderful bit of balancing this show. So we had a little bit of something for everyone. It was very inclusive, and I think it was jam-packed full of great information.
Yeah, I hope so. But as we said, though, we have the chat still up, and you can chat with our board members to help you find and navigate some of this information. And we're going to continue this because we're getting a lot of response from other open mics. So we'll do more. So we have more information to give you to just
That's right.
Get out and do it.
Yeah, November is ASA Live Broadcast Month. Yeah. We have next Sunday, and I am so excited about this. I'm interviewing the wonderful Lucy Arnaz, and that's at 4:00. I'll be posting that a lot. That information will be up. And on the 15th, I'm interviewing our cover boy or girl, Charles Bush. We're so excited that he's our cover. He's our cover. How about that? For our newest issue of Cabaret Scenes. And I'll be interviewing him also on November 15th at 4:00.
We're going to remind you once again, everyone out there, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know that you joined us because I don't know, I'm not good at that technology to know where we would find you. But we want to remind you that we have 2 YouTube channels, the American Songbook Association on YouTube and Cabaret Scenes on YouTube. It's free to subscribe. It's just a click of the button. And please consider donating so that we can continue Carolyn's wonderful education program, which we take all over, and hopefully we'll take it nationwide. Right now it's the tri-state area, but we hope to take it further. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Craig, very, very much. Yeah. Goodbye. And thank you for being with us. This has been a lovely afternoon. I hope many of you will view these open mics and support live music as much as you can. I'm Carolyn Montgomery from the American Songbook Association. Thank you so much.